I'm a Bruins fan today. That shit's kind of wild. It looks ugly as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Nice.
I mean, it looks real nice, like room-wise, and thank you for letting me use your setup. I'm not trying to talk, but the Bruins colors, man, I just can't get down with it.
Yeah. Well, Anthony, you're also
that is a sick jersey.
You're a Sharks fan, right? As well.
No. His room doesn't say that.
Oh, okay. Well, I know you're a Niners fan because we have you in that outfit.
Keaton, remember when you were a Packers, Niners, and Seattle fan when you were in middle school? That was a tough time for you, bud.
It was.
Hey, man, it's the same thing, man. You're confused when you're a kid. You don't really know.
No.
Well, not to like, then you would be confused as a kid, adult, because you were confused in high school going into college. You still like the Sharks.
Hey, in some sense, though, realistically, looking at it in that way, Sharks is what got me into hockey. So in a small way, that is always going to have a special place in my heart. Will I ever root for the Sharks in that way? Never. No, because Boston Bruins are my team and all around. But the Sharks going to a Sharks game for the first time and really watching hockey for the first time is what really got me into hockey. So in that sense, that team will always hold a special place in my heart then because of that. Yeah, and that is the only way. That's the way I look at it, at least in that sense.
That's fair.
I will say the Boston emblem for the Bruins is so iconic.
You think?
That motherfucker's iconic, yeah.
The big B right there, yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I just don't like the coach. It is pretty sick, I will say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to fucking start off that note. Do you want to have any funny stories from the weekend or this week?
I have one from yesterday, and then Zach, I think you and I are on the same page for one that we're ready to tell as well.
We'll run through it real quick, but
so anyway, so I was driving. So for y'all that don't know, I am going to Cabo for a week starting Friday for my birthday, which will be a lot of fun. But so I drove up from Southern California to the Bay Area. So I'm at my parents' house right now. But on that drive, I just found it kind of funny-ish, kind of. I was driving on I-5, and this guy is behind me, and I noticed this guy is tailing me so hard. I'm all like, okay, like, get off my ass, right? I'm in the fast lane. I'm going 80 on a 70. I'm not trying to get a ticket, right? Because I've had a history with that, and I'm not trying to get a ticket.
I have too.
Keaton, you've had one too many. A little bit more than me.
I don't know.
No, Keaton's had more than me. Keaton's definitely had more than me.
You guys are 1 and 1B, and if it's not 1A and 1B, it's 1 and 2 for worst drivers in our group.
It used to be. I guarantee Keaton's better now after that, and I'm definitely better.
I've got glasses, so now I can actually see.
Right.
So
okay.
That's fair. So, but anyway, so this guy's tailing me, right? I'm like, all right, get off my ass. What are you doing, right? If you want to move over, like, then get in the right lane and then pass me up, right? Like, whatever. He's just sitting behind me this entire time. I'm like, all right, dude, like, this jackass, right? Like, get off me. I'm on the phone with my dad while this is all going down too. And he ends up like cutting. So like, he's like this would be like my, how do I position this? So this would be like this would be the end of my car. I'm just gonna do it. This would be the end of my car. This would be the front. He's like here on me. And I'm like, dude, this guy's like close. So he cuts over to the right, just like this, and then almost sideswipes me while trying to get back into the left lane to get past me. I'm all like, so now I'm like cursing him out, and he just starts staring at me. He's like staring me down, and I'm all like, dude, come on now. We don't like, let's go there. Come on now, let's do it. Like, I'll catch up to you. Let's do this shit, right? And then I noticed that as he gets, and then once he almost hits me, and then he's going in front of me, I noticed that there's a fire sticker on his what's it called, on his license plate. And I'm going, okay, like, that's interesting. For y'all that don't know, my dad's a firefighter paramedic, so I have a fire sticker on the back of my car as well. And now I'm looking at this going, I wonder if he's staring me down really, really harshly right now because I have a fire sticker, or if he's just a jackass. I don't know. And I was on the phone with my dad this time, and I told him that. My dad goes, and I'm like, "Am I in the wrong right now?" My dad goes, fuck him. Who gives a fuck? And I was like, fair enough. Like, I didn't really know. I was saying a lot of not nice things, but I was like, I don't know if now I'm the dick or if he's still the dick. But no, you can imagine. I texted. We're not going to repeat that. We're not going to repeat the things. Those were the intrusive thoughts winning right there. Yeah.
Naughty. Naughty America.
No.
Here we go. Not this again.
Yeah, oh man, yeah, shit. Here we go again. But no, I just thought that was a little. It's not like super funny or anything, but like personally, for me though,
sure.
It was just ironic, right? It was more one of those things where I was like, firefighter, son of a firefighter. He doesn't know. Maybe he's just checking it out. I don't know. But at the same time, I was like, fuck you, right? Like, yeah. But Zach, do we want to get into what happened on Saturday?
Pull up that clip real quick. We'll start off by playing this clip.
Play by play.
Are we going to play the clip first?
Yeah, we're going to play the clip first. So this was the start of us getting to the host. So Zach, why don't you explain what we were doing?
Ed and I went to a rave this weekend in LA, and we got a hotel there. And we got stuck in probably like an hour and 15 minutes of traffic, maybe an hour and a half. And on the way there, my cousin turns to the right because she's about to get into another lane. And she's like, "What the fuck is that?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because I couldn't see it because like it was blocked by like one of the seats. So I'm waiting for this guy just to pull up. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I see this guy pull up, and it's exactly what we're about to show in this video.
And I was lucky to film this.
This dude looked like a fucking character from Adventure Time.
Oh, for real, he did.
And for real, just bragging about his car. That looks like it came straight from the Here we go. Look at this. He starts talking shit too. Like,
I don't know.
Look at the peace sign he's throwing up. Look at this. Look at this peace sign he's throwing up like that.
Straight out of Adventure Time, dog. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So for those who are watching over Spotify and Apple Music Podcast, this is a guy in a car with no doors on his car at all, and to act as his doors, he legit has metal chains. Kind of like
yeah.
Oh, I don't know why it keeps pausing, but
damn it.
That's okay. So basically, he has like metal chains that are connected as they're his doors, almost. Kind of like how you would see when you are entering a club and they have the chain and they remove it to let you in.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that's what it's like. And I'm looking at this like this is the most I don't know if I'd call it greasy, but
could you imagine getting picked up by that guy and you're like, "Oh my god, he's such a gentleman. He chained the door open for me."
It was just one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life.
Door open for me.
I posted that on my private story on Snapchat, and the amount of people that actually replied to it, and legit, they all said the same thing. They all said that this is what they said. They said, "That's LA for you." I legit had like 6 to 7 people actually say that exact same thing. And I'm like, well, all right then.
Actually crazy.
So
we end up going to this rave, and we get there at 8, and it starts at 9. We're like, okay, there might be a line. There wasn't a line. There wasn't that many people. We show up, and we're like trying to think of what to do. We're like, should we go get like drinks somewhere else? And we end up just going to the bathroom and grabbing drinks there. And so we're going like around this venue just to kind of check it out and stuff. And we go to the top level. We look down, and there's probably 40 people in this whole venue an hour early, right? And so we're like looking across, and for some fucking strange reason, there was this big middle divider between the stage, and there wasn't an actual divider; it was just of people. So there was people on this side and this side. I forget who said it, but someone was like, "Man, this is really remind me of a middle school dance where like the girls go to one side."
That was me. That was me.
Go to one side. I wish we got a fucking picture of it, but it looked exactly like that with like the purple lights. There's like weird music playing in the background, like not like weird, but like like clean rap or something. I'm like, dude, this is like giving me PTSD. And so to make it basically like a longer story short, we're kind of creeping up into the crowd because like the main performer is starting to get there. And we see this guy, he's probably like 6'5". 6'5". He's on drugs. 1,000% on drugs.
Keep in mind, and I'm gonna say this respectfully. This guy was a loser freak. 100%.
I don't know if you could say that respectfully. There's just no way to make that respectful. I was going to say it, you said it, but he was a bit of a weirdo. So we're watching this dude, and he low-key is kind of some of the entertainment because there's like an intermission, and there's like time in between like some of the songs and stuff like this. So this guy's like getting hyped and all this shit. And so after one of the intermissions, he puts a girl on his back. He's basically like holding this girl up, like while this guy's just starting his performance, and like this girl's fucking rocking back and forth. I'm like, dude, this guy is fucked up. So probably like 5 minutes later, he turns to my cousin, and we have been like, you can't like hear each other in the actual venue, so we have just been like typing things in the notes app. And my cousin was like, this guy's making me feel really uncomfortable. My cousin is a girl, by the way. And this guy hadn't looked at us at all like that. Like he was just making people uncomfortable around him because of how like chaotic he was. And so he like goes like this and pretend like he looks into like the camera, and that's like my cousin's eyes. He looks there, he starts like staring at her like this. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, this guy's gonna beat the fuck out of me or something. I'm gonna have to step in. And so he just looks at her and just goes, puts a big ass hand in front of her face for like a full song, like this. And McKenna's like, okay. And so she just kind of like goes like this to give him like a high five. He just keeps it.
Jesus,
Should we move? Like, what's happening? Anyways, he understands after probably like a minute into the song. It wasn't a full song, but like probably a minute into it that she's not really like into it. And he just goes, and just starts dancing again. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. I need whatever the fuck you're on.
And whatever he was doing, and then we can move on. But this is what he was doing before that too. This man would literally be, sounds really, really weird, and it is weird. Like it's weird as it can sound, but he was like legit rubbing his nipples and shit, which was super weird. And then so he was like doing this, and then he was like,
I will say, one of his friends was with it.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, okay.
The one that we're talking about is fucking weird.
Yeah,
he was a loser. Respectfully, he was a loser freak. We can continue now.
Anyways.
So bad.
Anyways.
Let's
football. It's football.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about football.
Settle down.
Settle down.
Settle down.
Hey, you heard the intro. Settle down. Okay.
Sit back, relax.
Yeah.
And
no, let's not do that, man. Let's not. Look, I've got potential sponsors watching this video, man.
Right. Yeah, like Manscaped and
I've got Manscaped.
ZipRecruiter.
Yeah, ZipRecruiter.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. LinkedIn.
The Idaho Department of Employment.
Yeah. Anyways, fellas, how was fantasy this week for you guys?
I wanted to die.
Oh, you think you're
for you, buddy.
You think you were bad, Anthony?
I was bad. Don't even know. Don't
pull up the scores.
Well, I will. I'm gonna pull up my team.
We're gonna go over it
because I need to rant. I'm gonna rant real quick because
you did lose to the guy who was on our podcast last week, and he was 0-4.
Let's not spoil it too early, but yes, I did. So
still put up more points than
Jesus, man. How did you lose to him and his three like main players scored?
God, man.
Okay.
Less than 20.
Hold on. I need to preface, right? I lost by literally 5 points, 6 points, whatever it is. I had T. Higgins was out. Kenneth Walker was on a bye. Geno Smith was on a bye. Okay. Take that into consideration. Jared Goff played fantastic. Jared Goff exploded, right? Samaje Perine actually didn't play that bad. He had right at projected, right? He like struggled for the better part of the game, kind of came up at the end. Debo sucked. Debo sucked ass. Michael Gallup sucked
And look at
ass.
George Kittle, man. That's crazy.
Michael Gallup sucked. TJ Hawkinson, again, under projected, third straight week. Now he's went from number 1 to number 3.
I'll take
And
TJ Hawkinson off of you.
I just want to preface, he had 11 points, then 25, then 13, then 4, then 10. And for 4 out of 5 weeks, he's finished under projected. Christian Kirk had an okay week, right? But then Cowboys defense and Tony Pollard both fucked me, dude. Just opened my butt.
Wait, who are the Cowboys playing again?
Zach.
It doesn't matter. They were playing a sham of a team.
I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know. Santa Clara. The team out of Santa Clara. So I lost to Isaac. Okay, I want to preface. So Sage and I, my girlfriend, we were hanging out, and the game's about to start, and I'm like, hey, let's go get some drinks, right? I'm like, it's an easy win. We are driving. It's like a 5-minute drive, right? And I go, she's driving, and I'm like, man, I got like a 40-point lead going into tonight. I feel so good. Like my team's boomed. I have 4 players playing, and I have like a 40-point lead. There's no way I could lose, right? Sage is like, how much is 40 points? I'm like, honestly, it's almost impossible to lose. First quarter goes, first touchdown, Brock Purdy to George Kittle. My lead gets cut down to like 27. Dallas defense drops a little bit. I'm like, okay, that's fine, right? Like, it's early. God damn it, man. Dude, George Kittle.
Touchdowns later.
George Kittle, look at his points. I had a 40-point lead. Like we just had Isaac on last week, and we were just talking about how, Brock Purdy's been Brock Purdy. Like, this guy's played, his completion percentage right now is Geno Smith of last year. He's playing out of his mind. But literally, dude, no one else on his team did good. Devonta Smith had 1.5 point. His Buffalo defense had 4 points. Mine had negative. His kicker had 2. But here strolls in Big Dick George and fucking Brock, man. And I lost by 5 points with like a 40-point lead. I just want to also preface real quick before I move on, because I can't keep talking about my team. They're underperforming. T. Higgins is a bust, whatever. ESPN shows a percentage, like what's the odds that you win, right? Like a percentage of whatever. I think going into Sunday Night Football, Isaac had a 1% chance of winning. 1%. Because I had a 40-point lead. He had 2 players and I had 4.
I know after that first touchdown, it went up.
It went up to 20 by halftime. George Kittle already had 2 touchdowns, I believe. Went to
that second touchdown. Didn't you text the group chat? You're like, GG's Isaac.
Yeah, the second touchdown
it's so
happened,
early.
And I think by the second touchdown, like right going into half, basically 20 whatever minutes of football, 30 minutes of whatever football, it was like a 50% chance of winning. So yeah. I'm done with fantasy. This is my last year. I'm retiring after this. I'll lose. I'm kidding, but I'm still pissed. So, well, Anthony, oh my God.
Yeah, there it
is. At least you had no shot of winning. Okay. So,
I don't even know where to
Jesus Christ.
Fucking
Wait, did you just give up with Aaron Jones? You saw that he was playing. You're just like, fuck it. I'm not going to play anyone because you were getting your ass kicked so bad.
I saw he wasn't playing, and I was like, I was like, I can't pick up any other run. I was like, there's no fucking way. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. So I just left him in. So Aaron Jones, by the way, for y'all that don't really know, he like the last like hour before the game started on Monday night, it said that he was out. I did everything I could to see if I could do anything. Nothing happened. I couldn't do anything. And I was like, I'm just going to leave him in. It doesn't fucking matter. So, yeah, so let's talk about this. Green Bay sucks cock. Patriots sucks cock. We're going to go into that game later. I have a huge rant about the Patriots later, if you guys don't mind.
No. We don't need to rant about that game.
Yes, I do.
You had, no. I'll let you rant.
It was only 34-0.
Yeah.
It's not even that bad.
Fuck
I
you.
lost to Isaac by 6 points. I deserved a rant.
Devontae
I heard your
Adams.
mom say something. She chirping?
She said Bruins won.
Oh, okay.
What was the score?
3-1.
Hey, man, we
3-1.
got a
Let's go.
podcast to film.
Hey, easy. Let's see. Devontae Adams, I mean, he was questionable throughout the entire time, only had 4 catches. I'm not really tripping about that just because I had Jacoby Myers playing in my dynasty and I ended up winning in that. So I was kind of happy because I was eating shit this game anyways. AJ Brown, I mean, AJ Brown, AJ Brown was a dog for me. Thank you. Dallas Goedert. Thank you.
Finally.
Fucking God for that. Thank God he's finally putting up what he should be putting up. That's actually very much booming, but he should have been putting up decent points this entire season. Yeah, at least 15 to 20, some sense like that, right? But this is the first week that this has happened. Thank you for that. Zay Flowers, you know what? Honestly, if no one has Zay Flowers picked up yet in their 12-man or anything like that, fucking get Zay Flowers. This man has been popping the fuck off, and fuck Odell. Like Odell fucking sucks. Zay Flowers is a great flex.
He's a decent flex.
Zay Flowers is a great flex position if no one has him.
Yeah.
Dolphins
if you need
defense,
to fill the spot.
If you need to fill the spot, you put Zay Flowers in. Dolphins defense, honestly, yeah, they got 12 points, but I was also kind of disappointed with that though. Like I was expecting them to do a lot more against that Giants offense. Is what it is though. And then Tyler Bass, they went against Jacksonville, and for some reason Jacksonville are literally gods when they're playing out of the country, and only 2 points, and also took a fat fucking
That
L.
shit's so weird to me, man.
It is.
There's no way.
I mean,
lost that game.
there's not really much to say. My team just underperformed.
I do think Jacksonville, because they did play the week before, I think they stayed there.
They did stay there. That was confirmed.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I guarantee you, Buffalo was just jet lagged.
No, I guarantee it.
I think so, too.
You know, I went into last week and I remember saying, go back up a little bit. So I remember last week, I straight up said, I'm not scared of Alex's team. I said, there's only 2 players that concern me. And that was Bijan Robinson. And I think, scroll down actually to his bench. I don't know if he benched him or not, or if I'm just tripping. I said it was Bijan Robinson and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Those were the 2 players I said I was scared of. Amon-Ra didn't even play.
Is he injured?
He
was injured.
Yeah, he was. He had a dominant pain or whatever. But let's look at the obvious here on Alex's team. Can you guys spot it?
Worried about DJ Moore?
No. No. There it was though.
He went crazy last week too.
He did.
Yeah,
but on top of that though,
balling.
Breece Hall, the 1 week where he's actually doing good. Of course, he plays Denver and drops almost a 30 bomb. Let's look at Calvin Ridley, drops 20 bomb. Let's look at Sam Laporta, basically a 20 bomb right there. Let's look at George Pickens. George Pickens, one of the only weeks that he actually does it, he drops almost a fucking 30 bomb. You gotta be fucking shitting me.
And
he did that with -5 points from the Commanders.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I was furious. A trade just went through though. I want to hear you guys' opinion about this since we're on my team right now. So it was very heartbreaking. I did get rid of AJ Brown. I did. But I dropped Daniel. I dropped Poopy Daniel Jones as well. But that is the trade right there. So I traded AJ Brown and Najee Harris for Jalen Waddle, Alexander Mattison, and Kirk Cousins. I have a quarterback that can actually do shit now. I have more running back depth now, and I picked up Jalen Waddle, who is on a very strong offense right now. I don't know. I like it, but I also hated that I had to get rid of AJ Brown for it.
Tyler essentially gave you 2 players for AJ Brown because Alexander Mattison and Najee Harris can just cancel each other out. They're both the most mid of players.
But realistically, though, for how Najee's doing, and for 4 weeks Najee was starting on my bench, Alexander Mattison is 1,000 times better than Najee Harris. He is. I'm going to say it.
He might be able to play in the flex.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Or even RB2, yeah.
No, exactly. But I mean, he's still better than Najee Harris, though.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I didn't know you could either. But yeah, so like averaging 6 points. Like that's fucking unbelievable. So,
jeez, man.
I mean, no matter what, like I definitely won that trade. It's just I didn't like how I had to get rid of AJ Brown. I wasn't a fan of it, but I'd rather get rid of AJ Brown over Devontae Adams. Considering Devontae Adams first off was my first overall pick, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I just knew my wide receivers. My wide receivers, they were powerhouses, and I liked that. But I need to do something here. I needed a quarterback. I need running backs. I need players right now. So it had to be done. And this week was killer for me. 172 to 86. That screwed me. So
you got beat by 90 points.
I did. It was rough. It was a rough week. And especially on top of that, with that Patriots loss that I'll get into later, it was horrible. Zach, let's talk about you. You beat Stewie. Thank God.
Yes,
sorry, Stewie.
The battle of the Zacks. I came out and won. Yeah, I mean, the obvious one here is just Tyreek Hill. He's going to be the wide receiver 1 at the end of the year. I think it's not even close. I would be shocked, too, if his projections didn't go up. I would assume that he, by the end of the year, would probably be, like, averaging 23 points and projected, like, 23 a game. But we'll see with that. His projections are a little low, I feel like, every week just because he's averaged so much. But Darren Waller was another obvious one that was kind of crazy. 16 points for him is unheard of this year for some strange reason, even though he's playing an offense that really has no weapons.
Number 1 tight end in the NFL, right?
I did definitely reach with Darren Waller. I think he can turn it around this season, but I don't know, man. I just don't understand why he's doing so bad this year. There's really no reason for him to be doing so bad other than that offense is just sorry. And then Cooper Kupp came back this week, and he was a little bit above projections. He scored 19.8, which was really nice to see because it doesn't seem like he's really missed a step. And then Kamara's been kind of consistent with like 19 points or so. So it was a pretty consistent week. It was a little bit above projections where I was supposed to score 124, and I scored 131 and beat a Stewie team that definitely struggled this week.
Yeah,
but I think Darren Waller, again, like I said, might have a better season from now on just because there's really no reason for him not to get involved in the offense. I don't think he's not going to play.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
But if he does, then I have a backup on the bench that I can play.
I will say it is so interesting.
But
it is interesting to see on Stewie's team of seeing CeeDee Lamb with 8.9 points. It is really, really weird to see that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, granted, yes.
I mean, like, too. He was open in that game a couple
no,
times.
he was. I mean, like, granted, yes. I know that you and the Niners blew him out. Yeah, I knew that. But I mean, it's just weird, like for CeeDee Lamb, like for as a first rounder receiver to go out like that, right? Like it's just interesting to see that happen, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. What's also interesting too is that James Cook really underperformed that week too. And granted, yes, we talked about as well, the Bills, they were on that jet lag type of thing, right? Like it was just kind of interesting to see that as well, that James Cook really didn't do a whole lot. Were the Chargers on a bye this week?
Yes.
Or last week? Yeah. Okay.
So, this week. This week was the start.
Okay, yeah, they were on a bye. Look at Keenan Allen right there. Yeah, I was just curious why he didn't start Keenan Allen. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, overall, good dub, Zach. That was pretty good. Moving
I'm
on
just
to 3
hoping
and
Darren
2.
Waller can get more consistent with 15 points or so because, again, I did reach with him, I believe, in the 3rd or 4th round. And I assumed that he was going to be tied at 1. That's why I did it, but that was definitely a fun reach. But the big thing is I just don't understand why he's not getting the ball. There's no reason why he shouldn't. The offense is so bad, and he should be fed the ball more. So that's what I'm kind of banking on. If it's not going to happen, then I'll just play fucking Tony Ferguson and hope that he scores 10 points a game. But it's really just up to like the main people on my team to score 20 points. Otherwise, I'm going to fucking bust like I did the week prior.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty solid week. Can't complain.
You're the only one with a win, but well, 2 weeks ago, I think right before we had Tyler on, I had made a plan to review some TikTok clips from some bad podcasts, some just stupid clips, like overreaction shit like that. Well, we didn't really get around to it with Tyler, and then we had Isaac on, and it just wasn't time. So, because I didn't have a ton of time to find some highlights from this last week, I decided what better way to highlight some bad takes than right now and show them on screen. You guys good for that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to start with this Sam Howell take. This is from about 3 weeks ago.
Jeez.
This was for the audio listener.
Oh no!
For the
I know
video
exactly which one this is.
Sorry, for the video watcher. I'm hopeful that this video will play all the way through, but really all you need is the audio anyway. So
Sam Howell might be the next Patrick Mahomes. No, I'm not even just saying that. I'm saying that because have you seen the way people are talking about this kid?
No.
John Johnson
No.
said he was like unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's the most reliable source.
it's not playing.
No, I
Yeah.
saw that too. Actually, now
The
looking at it,
Wagon
yeah,
dot podcast.
that
Yeah.
is
Sorry,
a
fellas.
horrible.
It's
take.
it's a
Delete
bad
your fucking
take.
podcast.
It's such
Yeah.
a bad take. Sam Howell.
Oh my
Look,
god.
don't get me wrong. Sam Howell, aka Fat Baker Mayfield, is. It's not like Sam
Ugh.
Howell hasn't been good. It's that to say, to say he's like one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and chances are they're just making a TikTok clip for views. Just don't have a podcast, man. I mean, even I've got some bad takes, and I would never put that on a video for other people to see.
No,
So-
I mean, even if you're doing it for views, maybe that's smart to get like publicity, but like, man, that's the one thing that you're going to say to go viral with. You said
There's a
Sam
difference.
Howell, who's not even the
There's a
best
difference.
quarterback in his division, let alone a top 15 in his conference. Like, is he 15th in NFC?
I don't know.
14th?
There's a difference. There's a
Like,
difference
he's
between
not doing
getting
well.
wanting public views, right? There's a difference between that and then just saying something completely stupid and looking like a fucking idiot, right?
Yeah.
And right there, that's looking like a
Well,
fucking
the
idiot.
thing is too, when you watch that clip and whoever's not watching it and listening to it on Spotify or Apple Music, you won't be able to see this, but he's like smirking a little bit when he says it. So I'm like,
He's definitely probably
are you
playing
being
into the
for real,
bit.
bro? Yeah, exactly.
But
Right.
but like
that's
it's
what-
also
that's just the type of shit right there where it's like that's one of like the main reasons why I just don't watch random fucking podcasts. and
please
things like
yeah.
that.
Well, hey, just settle down
Except
as a
for
random
us.
podcast.
Hey,
except,
we,
yeah,
Settle
except
down,
us.
we have good takes.
Is
We
full
may
of
have some
great
bad
takes.
takes.
You don't
We may have some
any
bad takes here and there,
at all,
but
right, fellas?
Yeah, like Bengals being Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah. And then Patriots
Alright.
having a top
Yeah.
15 or top 10 defense.
oh yeah.
We'll talk later about that. The other, so I have two more, but the main one I really wanted to talk about is from Pro Football Focus, a verified channel on TikTok. For the casual fan, you probably know who Bijan Robinson is, even if you've never watched him. But the hype for this kid has been like otherworldly. Like people are treating him like LeBron James.
They're glazing him.
He's getting
Just
glazed
slurp
like a
him
donut.
up.
Yeah.
He's a 7-Eleven Slurpee right now with a side
Yeah.
of Krispy Kreme donut.
This
I
guy's
Just
guy's
as
got-
That's quite a combo
Glaze.
right there.
all
Yeah.
of it.
That's a
bro.
That's
He's
a combo
great.
and a
He's
half.
great, but Jesus Christ, man. The amount of
Yeah.
videos I've seen where it's like, is Bijan Robinson the best running back in the league? No, he is
Yeah,
not.
he's played 5 weeks as well, so it's
Holy
weird to
shit.
just say that.
You
Um,
can't say that he's the best running
He
back
doesn't
in the
have the
NFL
stats to
out
back
of
it up.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
No, he has no stats to back
No.
that up right now. He
That's
He's
doesn't.
what I'm
played
saying,
okay,
like,
but
Great.
That's an
master
argument.
runner.
If he
Does that mean
plays
he's the
really
best running
really
back in the league? Fuck no.
if he plays really really good for the next few years consistently, and I'd say within I don't know year 4, and he's still playing this good, then that's a good argument. Then at that point, then in my opinion. But this is we're on to week
Yeah.
6 now in his rookie year. Fuck no. You don't. That's not an argument.
Yeah.
That's
Let
not
me-
even a question right now.
yeah. Let me play the video real quick. Hopefully it doesn't stop halfway through. I think we'll really only need like the first quarter of it. So
weekend, he forced I think Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the NFL. Just this weekend, he forced 6 missed tackles in the run game. He was just making them look silly. I mean, he's averaging over 6 yards per carry. He's averaging 4 yards after contact per attempt. That's insane. Here's the thing. Get away from all the numbers. Throw them all out. And they're good. They're really good. Doesn't he look different? Bijan Robinson is the Leonidas of fighting against running backs don't make a difference, don't matter, they're replaceable. Like, this is the guy where it's like, oh, no, this is different. I'm going to make 3 people miss, and a run that should have went for 3 yards went for 18.
He makes him look so silly. Shut the fuck up.
Wasn't this week 2?
Yeah,
Didn't they
it was
play
week 2.
Green Bay week 2?
I think it was week 2 or something.
Oh, my God,
No.
man. You
Yeah.
can't make that shit up, man.
Yeah, that was
And yes, he was predicted to be a maybe top 10 running back to come in. He's been a very hyped rookie, and I feel like he is good, but
I
He
don't
has
want to
nothing
hear
to back
it. I don't want to hear it. I'm tired of this, man. What has he done?
so serious.
Serious. What has he done? Realistically, let's be honest.
Enough from the clowns.
Through 5 weeks,
let's not blow this out of proportion.
through 5 weeks, what has he done? What has he done? He hasn't done shit.
Enough from the TikTok clowns.
Yeah. Here's the other one we're gonna play. I'm so tired of all this Bijan stuff, dude. It's like, for me personally, it's like he hasn't done anything, man. He was great in college.
He hasn't done anything super impressive this NFL season yet to make me go, holy shit, Bijan is him. He hasn't. Unless if I'm wrong and there's something I miss, I would love for the comment section or anything like that to prove me wrong.
You want to hear something that's crazy? Bijan Robinson, guess how many touchdowns he has?
2.
Actually, I'm gonna say 1.
I'm going 2.
Wah.
He has 0 tutties. No,
Zero.
you're
Hey,
lying.
Wait,
No, I just looked up.
Add
Guess
that.
how many?
Add another one.
Guess how many
This is
yards he
this
has
guy was
in
doing.
5 games?
Wait. Ask that question again.
364.
Wait, no. Ask that question again. Sorry.
Well, this is sloppy.
364 yards in 5 games.
364
Nothing
yards in
special.
5 games.
Nothing special.
He's on track for 1,000, but that's
No,
in
not
today's
true.
age.
Bijan's gotten touchdowns. What do you mean? He's gotten 2.
receiving probably.
Receiving touchdowns.
Oh,
Week 1 and week 5.
He's receiving head from a lot of TikTok enthusiasts. So
Where do you see that? The stats
All
I'm
right,
looking
well.
at now say 0.
Well, I just looked on fantasy receiving.
73 yards a game.
He week 1 he caught 6 catches for 6 targets, 27 yards and a tutty. Week 5
this
this
was
past
just rushing.
week. Maybe that's just rushing because rushing yards he
yeah.
has 0. Rushing wise he has 0 touchdowns. And then last week in
That
week
was only
5
rushing.
he had 2 catches for 2 targets, 12 yards and a tutty.
You're right.
So he's got
Good catch.
so Keaton and I were right, 2 touchdowns. But if we're talking
good
rushing
catch.
wise though, 0 though. Still,
been
like
kind of-
I'm sorry, it's
no.
that's not impressive numbers to me in my opinion. Sorry.
No, it's not impressive. And the reason why it's not nearly as impressive as people are saying that he has been is because look at what Tyler Algier did last year with the same line. Rushed for 1,000 yards and plenty more touchdowns than that. Tyler Algier, BYU's greatest. No. I don't see
Yeah.
anything generational. He's a great fucking cutter. Very natural runner, but does that mean that he should be projected to be the #1 running back next year or maybe even halfway through this year? No, absolutely not.
And I also don't think he's the best cutting running back in the league too. So if your
Right.
idea of looking at him is like a bulldog, I personally, this is a homer pick. I would rather have Kenneth Walker, but that's a homer pick.
That's Mike, please.
Hey, Kenneth Walker had like 1,400 all-purpose yards.
I'm not gonna lie, fantasy wise, Kenneth Walker is doing better than Bijan.
Kenneth Walker's the top
Fantasy.
10 back right now in fantasy.
Fantasy
He's
wise,
good.
like I'm taking Kenneth Walker over Bijan as well for fantasy.
I
If
don't
we're
think
talking
there's
fantasy
really
wise,
a
though,
doubt
yes.
as to who's the best running back in the league.
It's
I don't think I really need to go into that.
Derrick Henry.
Best running back,
It's
Derrick
Devin
Henry is up there.
Akane.
Evan Akane.
Akane. This is the last clip. We don't have to watch this all the way through, but I just want to highlight a
I
quick
don't
moment.
like
of
to
it.
be
Probably won't be
wrong,
able
but
to.
I admit when I am
Here he
going
is.
into the year, one of
Yep.
the reasons I was so optimistic about the Chiefs was I thought they could have a top 10 defense. No. That's a top 5 defense. Right now, given all of a sudden the fact that the Jets appear to be coming apart at the seams, that is the best defense in the entire AFC. That's who we're competing with in the whole AFC. That is a defense that has allowed, count it, 2 touchdowns all year against 2 offenses that are excellent. Detroit scored.
All right. Well, I just want to preface that was through week 2, which is when I basically found these clips, was like week 3. So they were a little more relevant. Can Nick
Krispy Kreme must have a fucking deal right now.
Nick
Buy
Wright
one, glaze one for
fuck
free.
up?
I mean, it's ridiculous. Buy one, glaze one free for the Chiefs. Top 10 defense?
Top 5, number 1? Top 5 in the AFC?
What are you seeing? What are you seeing? That was after they lost to the Lions. Not saying the Lions are bums, but that was the first game.
That was the second week.
Oh my god, dude! I just can't believe that.
Look,
Horrible.
I'm taking Steelers defense. I am taking the Bills defense. I am taking probably maybe Ravens defense. They kind of got burned this week. Kenny Pickett kind of burned them.
No, the Ravens defense is better than the Chiefs defense.
I think Kansas City's potentially the 3rd or 4th best defense in the AFC. But then you go over and you look at Eagles, Niners. I'm not going to say Cowboys anymore. They've lost my respect. Potentially the Lions and the Falcons.
No way.
What?
Just because they went against just because here's the thing though. Just because they went against a Niner offense who is realistically, like, Niners they're more than Super Bowl contenders. They are more than juggernauts at this point now, right? They have proven that this past week. Just because the Cowboys went against that, just because they went against that does not make the Cowboys a horrible and not even a top 5 defense. I don't believe that. I still think the Cowboys are an excellent defense and they're still powerhouses.
Yeah, I was going to say
take the Saints defense over the fucking Chiefs defense.
I would take the Saints defense over the Chiefs. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's stupid. It's amazing that there are guys like that are on national TV with those type of
the
takes.
Browns defense. The Browns defense, I would take over the
They've
Chiefs any day of the week.
struggled.
They have the best passing defense in the league.
Yeah, but their running defense isn't great. That's fine. Whatever. It's whatever. I mean, I think for me, it's just frustrating. It's like, how does a guy like that have a platform and has like millions of people just watching him? And it's like, I don't know if sometimes he's right.
I will say, dude.
But they are entertaining.
Nick Wright, most of the time, it's not Nick Wright. He's Nick Wrong. However, he is extremely entertaining. Extremely entertaining.
Because
he knows how to talk. He knows how to perform on a stage. He knows how to put on a show. He knows how to get people like involved and like really, really listen and then fuck with their heads. He does this thing that's it's called what is it called? Mahomes Mountain. That's what it is. And he basically ranks quarterbacks, right?
Right.
In this last section, he had Mahomes as first, and then in the second tier, there was no one. Third tier was a bunch of like the better quarterbacks, let's just say like Josh Allen, all those guys. And everyone on the podcast, they were like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, or not the podcast, on the show, excuse me. They're like, what is he doing? Like, why is there an empty slot? And then he throws in Caleb Williams. He throws in Caleb fucking Williams in the second spot of the QB rankings for the NFL. So it's like that. He like gets you really invested, and he like fucks with you a little bit. You're like, oh, like I really like what he's doing there. And then he fucks with you even more and throws you a complete curveball where you're like, okay, this is what keeps me coming back, you know? And I think that's genius, but it's also like, is he actually intelligent with what he's saying, or is he just entertaining?
Yeah, I don't know. He just frustrates me sometimes.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, going into some of the games, though, from this week, and wearing a
Boston
jersey. Hopefully they won tonight and did a little bit better than the Patriots.
No, Patriots should have won, right? Patriots almost won.
All right. Well, first off, Bruins
maybe won their dignity back by scoring.
Just to update with y'all, yeah, Bruins won 3-1. You know, let's go. Gotham's relying on one team right now, and that is the Boston Bruins. Anyways, Yeah. So I don't even know where to start right now with the Patriots. 34-0. We'll go with that. 34-0. What was the score with the Cowboys game? Was that 38-3?
42-10.
Wow, we scored 10 points. I thought we only scored 3.
Who's we?
Who's we? You're not a Cowboys fan.
I said Patriots.
No, it was 34-0.
34-0. You asked what the Cowboys Niners score was.
Yeah. I said that? Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I meant Patriots. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
34-0.
Sorry, flustered. And then I was asking about the and I meant Cowboys and Patriots. Then I think that's why, because Cowboys and Niners just played.
Cowboys
what was that
Patriots
one? That was
38-3.
38-3. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just do this. In the last 8 quarters, the Patriots have scored 3 points.
And
72.
76?
72.
Oh, no, it'd be 34 plus. Yeah, you're right. I thought it was 38.
72-3. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it right now. Never thought I'd say this. This has to be Belichick's last year. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it.
Retire, man.
This is Belichick's last year. He was a great coach, but I'm also going to end this debate right now. Well, maybe not end it. It's always going to be a debate, but in my eyes, looking at it now, I'm waking up from it. Tom Brady ran the Patriots.
Yep.
Belichick, he was a great coach. I'm not going to say he wasn't a great coach. I'm not saying he wasn't an elite coach at all. I'm not saying that. Tom Brady ran that shit. He ran that offense. He made those decisions. Belichick is not in his prime anymore. He is getting old. Retire. We don't have Tom Brady anymore. I'm still not going to blame everything on Mac. Here's the reason why, though. And I will say, though, Mac, does he got to go? Yeah, maybe. Right? I'll say it. But everyone's really looking on Mac on this, right? Because what do you do when you're shitting on a team that team's so bad? You're going to shit on the quarterback, right? But realistically, for really watching these past 2 games, where's our O-line? Where's our receiver depth, right? We don't have any of that. You literally are watching this D-line. You're literally watching the other team's D-line just mow through the Pats O-line. And they are getting to Mac so fast that Mac has nowhere to throw to. Has Mac not made great plays and great throws too? Yeah, that's why I'm also saying that's also why I'm saying maybe Mac's definitely not the guy. But
yeah,
a lot of it also
in the last 2 games.
Do I really want to hear it?
Wait, hold on. I was just about to say, I was going to say something.
A compelling case against your argument right now. Let me just say this. In the last 2 games, he's had a QB rating on average of 35. 35. Let me pull up Brock's QB rating.
Okay, well that's not apples to apples.
No, I'm just saying, we're gonna compare one of the worst to the best,
The best.
Brock's,
okay, that's glazing. That is
no. He has the best QBR in the league.
Oh, you're saying QBR wise. I thought you were saying quarterback
Okay.
wise. That's glazing.
140.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. And I will say, Mac is definitely under duress, probably 90% of the game, because you guys have some pillow fighters out there. But
we do.
His decision making isn't great. Do
It's
I think
not.
he could play for another team? Maybe. I would get rid of him if I was the Patriots.
Realistically,
I would rebuild everything. Go for
I
Caleb
agree.
Williams. Fuck it.
I agree. I'm saying tank for him. I want the Patriots at this point to tank. And here's the thing. Right now, for where the Patriots are at currently, I will say very, very confidently, no quarterback will ever succeed for New England as of right now. No quarterback will. I did see a take from commentators that I don't even know if I necessarily agree with, but I did agree with that take that they said. They said no quarterback will succeed in New England, which I agree with. The other take that I saw, which I don't agree with, we don't need to get into it really. It can just whatever, right? But he said that if Mac Jones were to replace
says.
Brock Purdy. No, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not the one that said it, right?
No,
First
no,
off,
I
I'm
knew
not
this
the
would
one
be
that's
brought
saying
up
this.
because I was going to bring
Yeah.
it up. If you didn't, I was.
They said if Mac Jones were to go where Brock Purdy was at, Mac Jones would be right where Brock Purdy's at. And in my head, I'm going, not necessarily true. I still think if Mac Jones were on the Niners right now, right, the Niners would lose at least a game or two, in my opinion. They definitely would. But he's nowhere where
like
Brock
Jimmy G.
Purdy's at right now. He'd be like Jimmy G. He wouldn't be on the Brock Purdy level, but he wouldn't be like super good level or really, really bad level. He'll be like up there still. He'll still be in like a really good section, but he wouldn't be like great. You know what I mean by that? Like, and I could agree with that, and I can also disagree with that take as well. But like I said, I think Belichick needs to go. I think it's very clear that Kraft is not really doing much right now with this team, and he gave everything, and he let Belichick do all the work for everything. I think
there was
if
a
Belichick
new age offense that the NFL started to shift to, and the Patriots have not shifted at all.
No, they haven't.
And I think Bill Belichick is a good defensive coach, and I think maybe he could be a great defensive coordinator for a good team. Maybe that's what he does. Steps down from head coach and becomes a defensive coordinator somewhere else.
Now,
but that being said, you can't run that offense, especially in the division that they're in with those high-powered offenses. Mind you, the Jets would have been a little bit better with Aaron Rodgers. They're not as good as we thought they were. They're not even good. But you can't compete in the AFC with an offense like that. And that's like the main thing to me where I think there needs to be change.
I agree.
Like you're saying.
And I will say though, if for whatever reason Belichick does not retire after this, I think what Kraft needs to do then at that point is he needs to restrict some of those powers from Belichick. I think then at that point, Kraft needs to go, you can continue to be the head coach, but you are not going to take charge in what we're doing in our draft. You're not going to take charge in any sort of playmaking in that sense. You are the head coach and you can coach in that sense, but take away those powers from Belichick. If Belichick, it won't retire next year. That's my opinion on it. And I'm going to shit on Mac Jones, like I said, but I'm also not going to 100% shit on him though, like everyone else is, because there's so much more than just a quarterback. Cause that's what everyone does. Everyone just goes straight to the quarterback, right? It's not just him. It's our O-line. He has no weapons to throw to. I think I'm still going to say it. The only weapons that I truly think that we have Ramondre Stevenson, which I feel truly bad for because he is a great athlete. And we saw that last year. And I'm going to say it honestly. Hunter Henry. I'm going to say it. He's a solid tight end.
What about Ezekiel Elliott?
Fuck that bowling ball. No, retire. Done.
Okay. Let's actually think about this though.
Actually,
dude, your wide receiver one, Kendrick Bourne. Come on, man.
No.
What do you mean, bro? He was a great Niner. That's why we got rid of him.
That's why you got rid of him.
Anyways, that's a tough game, man. Not gonna lie.
It was tough.
But we'll get into the preview of next week.
Yeah.
Looks like you could at least have a competitive game. Let's say.
Yeah, I will say real quick.
Yeah, Keem, what were you gonna say? We completely cut you off there. So
no, that's fine. That's fine. So Bill Belichick has been the coach of the Patriots for 20 plus years now. Yeah. And so 2 weeks ago when he lost to the Cowboys, they lost 38-3, which was Bill Belichick's worst loss ever. And also his worst road loss. Then at home, they lost.
No way.
At home,
no, that's right.
They lost 34-0.
And it was their worst home loss.
It was the second worst loss.
Second worst.
Wow.
But it was their worst home loss ever. And so in back-to-back weeks, Bill Belichick has had his worst month ever. And reading some of the insider information and talking to my connections on the Patriots and stuff like that. Like the Kraft family specifically, I can tell you that there's probably zero chance Bill Belichick makes it out of there as a head coach. I do think he'll retire, but if he is if he doesn't retire, I don't see a way he doesn't get fired.
Agreed.
It's been mediocre for 4 years ever since Tom Brady
I
left.
don't think they will fire him. I think they'll force him to retire. Be like, Bill,
Robert Kraft
we don't want to do
already
this
said
to you,
he's
man,
open to it.
but no shot he does. Too much.
Robert
money.
Kraft already open for it, and
No.
I don't blame him. I mean, why would you keep him around?
I think it's more like an assisted retirement.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Like
fair.
I just don't think they would come out and be like, yeah, we fired Bill Belichick. They're gonna be like, hey, bud, retire, please.
Yeah,
For the love of our franchise, retire. But
yeah. Well,
All right.
you know, we didn't really get to cover too much of the recap. There's a lot of bye weeks. Some of like the bigger games, you know, obviously like the Niners blew out Dallas. There wasn't really any like games that I felt like, oh my God, we got to talk about this. We talked a little bit about the Jags and Buffalo. So we're just going to jump straight into our power rankings because I think this gives us a little bit of time to talk about maybe one or two of the games that we saw.
yeah, catch up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Perfect. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to put the frauds right there, and we're going to go that. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not going to lie. I'm very conflicted here. This is where I'm conflicted. You guys can pick the third team, but I think Detroit is better than Dallas.
Okay, sorry. I like the Niners at 1. You can honestly just put like a blank spot at 2 because there's not a team that's even close to the Niners right now. So we can keep that open for someone that's
There you go.
looking relatively competitive. I'm just kidding. But I think there's a clear-cut 3, even if they aren't playing great ball. If it came down to it right now and I had to put money on someone in the AFC, it would be that team that you clicked before, the one that you're about to.
At 3?
I just wouldn't put money against anyone else lining up against them and beating them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a team from the NFC, any of the other teams in the AFC, I don't see them actually lining up against the Chiefs and beating them in the playoffs. Even if the Chiefs are struggling with their passing game, their defense doesn't look as solid. I just don't see it.
Where are the Bills in this?
Well, I'm not going to lie. The Bills have had 2 ugly losses.
Yeah.
And 2 losses to very
My only
winnable
argument
teams.
with that, though, is that we just got done talking about how they had a jet lag, though. And on top of that, the Jags were there for over a week at that point.
It is the Jaguars. Yes, they were jet lagged and okay, boopy boop bop bop. But I don't care. We talked about this week 2, I think, or week 3, right after I had already said my things about Josh Allen. And my argument is he's inconsistent. He will have these weeks where you're like, God, he is the MVP of the NFL. And then he just sucks. And we saw it. I don't care. Look, yeah, it's hard to play football traveling across the country or across the world, right? But you are playing a Jaguars team that is not really amazingly good. They're good, but you are a Super Bowl contender, and you've been a Super Bowl contender for 4 straight years now. That is one of those games that if you're trying to prove yourself as, hey, we're the pinnacle AFC team, you walk in there and you let your nuts hang, and they didn't. They put up 11 points to Jacksonville in kind of a neutral stadium. Even though Jacksonville always plays at Wembley Stadium in London, they kind of played at a neutral stadium because it was like there's Seahawks fans there. I saw Niners jerseys there. I saw Eagles jerseys there. They should have won, and they didn't even keep it competitive. So I personally think because they're also 2 losses, I would go like this. Because Dallas is, I'm not going to lie, Dallas might be a sham.
Hold on a second. Chiefs, Dolphins, Lions. Bills, Falcons. I mean, honestly, I don't mind that at all.
I don't mind that either.
I kind of like that. I think we kind of have to put Jacksonville at 10.
I do. I agree. I think
they have to at least be in the top 10.
Yeah. Well, Seattle can't. I don't think Seattle deserves to go up to 8, especially
I don't know, man. I don't know. Who else are you going to put there? I think
Possibly.
if Dallas and Seattle lined up right now, it would be a close game.
I honestly think Geno Smith would be better in prime time, and Seattle has the prime time record that Dallas
But
doesn't.
I'm 8.
Okay, so who do you want to put
I
at
like that.
9 or 10? Saints,
No.
Buccaneers, who've been playing out of this world. They have a fantastic defense, and Baker Mayfield looks revitalized.
Okay. I have a team. Not saying it's anywhere near there
Okay,
or not, but let's talk about this for a sec.
okay, go ahead, make your argument.
What about the Rams?
No,
No.
no,
Why?
I'm not going to hear you
Why?
out. The only thing they have going, the 3 losses. Matt Stafford is
Good
terrible.
offense, bad defense.
And
Okay.
honestly, the only thing they have going for them that's kept them afloat is Puka Nacua.
And Cooper Kupp coming back.
I was going to say, because Cooper Kupp is now back.
Jeez,
I was
man,
just
I'm
kind of
looking at
talking
these
about
teams,
that.
and I'm not too excited about any of them.
See, okay, and so this is the shitty part. You know, if the Packers don't lose, you could make the argument that it's this or that, right? But they stink. Jordan
What about
Love
the
might.
Chargers?
Colts?
Chargers are 2-2.
Chargers are 2-2, but then it's a question of, do you trust the defense?
No,
Is that
but are they the 10th best team? Possibly.
I don't know if I've seen enough yet.
They just beat
They're-
the Titans in overtime. That's not.
They did
great
beat the
for them.
Titans, and then their other win was against the Vikings, who have the worst defense in the NFL, and that was a slugfest. So they haven't, to me, had that win that like puts them over the top.
What about the Broncos?
No.
I would probably take, because I'm going to ignore that. I'm probably
What
going to.
about Jets, Colts, potentially, maybe Bengals, maybe.
No,
The
Bengals.
Bengals haven't shown enough yet, but I could see them.
They
being
finally had a
good.
good week.
Maybe Bears.
Maybe I see, and here's my thing. I could go Baltimore, but
You
They
could.
lost to
Baltimore
fucking Pittsburgh. Man.
Baltimore just choked to Pittsburgh. So
I
here's
low-key
what I'm going
think
to
it
do.
has to be the Bucks.
I'm going to do this, and I'm going
Bucks
to put
had
the
a bye.
Bucks at 8. So did Seattle. I'm going to do that because I could also make the argument for the inverse.
Who won when
Because-
they played each other?
Who? The Bucks and Saints? I think it was the Bucks. It was
Yeah,
the Bucks
Bucks
26-9. Okay, yeah. We're
I
gonna.
I think that was obvious.
There you go.
Honestly, I would take the Saints off that, in my opinion.
I would too.
Take them
Okay.
off.
Okay, let's
Okay.
talk about this though. Let's talk about this. So
I'm
like
only
I said,
focused
I
on
think-
8 through
I
10.
think the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC. If you line someone up against them right now in the AFC, I don't think that they could beat them because you need a defense that can at least neutralize Patrick Mahomes.
The Jets had that.
Dolphins
man.
aren't going to do that. The Bills, maybe if they come out and play. No other team on there is from the AFC. Oh, the Jags. The Jags aren't going to fucking do that.
No.
So none of the teams on here I feel like can actually go in there and win and neutralize them. Now let's
Dude,
talk about
but real
let's
quick.
talk about 4 through 7 because I feel
Well,
like
hold on.
we can move
I
some of
want
these
to.
teams.
I want to say a little bit about the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think yes, they are 3 just because of their dominance over the past few years. I
Mhm.
don't know if we take out the last 3 years of dominance and this is the team that we're getting. I don't think we put them up there.
No.
I think that
I don't even know if they would
history.
be in the top 7.
I think history's carrying them. I think the allure of Patrick Mahomes and the aura of Travis Kelce's kind of putting them there. But if we look at it, Patrick
They would
Mahomes
probably be 6.
has not really had a great year.
But
And
they
the
are
Jets
4-1.
exactly. And their only loss was to Detroit. But look at the teams that they played, man. They almost lost to the Jets. Let me pull up their. You can continue, but I did have to rant a little bit. They play in a very
I got
easy
you.
division. Okay, they beat the Bears. They barely beat the Jets. They didn't really convincingly beat the Jaguars, and they lost to the Lions in 5 weeks. Oh, and they beat the Vikings by 1 touchdown. So they haven't really
Not very
had
impressive.
they really haven't had that game that makes you go, wow, that is insane. But
But it's not like we're going to put fucking Miami above them.
no,
Like
no, and
Miami's defense might be a top 5 worst defense in the league.
yeah,
It's got to be top 3 worse than the AFC. It's
Mhm.
been horrible this year.
Well, Chiefs also play the Broncos this week, man. So it's like again,
Yeah.
they don't have.
My thing
They
is
play Broncos, Chargers,
man.
Broncos, and then Dolphins, Eagles, and Raiders. So they have like, dude, they have a cake schedule
yeah.
because they're
We're giving
division.
the Lions their flowers. I will say that being five.
The Lions deserve it, man.
Are they too high?
No, I don't think so. I think they're doing
The
everything
Lions
right.
went into Seattle. Who do you got?
I've got the line. I don't know. It depends.
If
I will
the
say
Lions went into the Cowboys
I have
in
the
a
lines.
playoff game,
I have the lines.
walk into their stadium and play. Who's winning?
I'm taking Jared Goff over Dak Prescott. That's
You're
the X
saying
factor.
if the Lions go into Dallas during the playoffs, you would take the Lions right now.
With the Lions defense, Dak Prescott might throw
I'm
two
just
interceptions.
curious. What if they went into Buffalo and played in the Super Bowl? Who would you take?
Well, it's in Buffalo in the Super Bowl.
No, it's not in. I guess it doesn't have to be in Buffalo. It could be a neutral site, wherever that is. I think it's in Vegas this year. So they play each other in the Super Bowl. Who are you taking?
I'm still taking the Lions, man. Look, I argued this point. I think week 1 or week 2, there are certain players that are brawn over brains, and I think when you look at a quarterback like Jared Goff, or I'm sorry, like Josh Allen or Dak Prescott, or I mean, really those two quarterbacks, since we're kind of comparing those teams, it's like their numbers for yardage are there. Their numbers for accuracy are okay, but their turnover ratios to touchdowns are insanely high. And if you look at the team that Dan Campbell has assembled around Jared Goff and the consistency from top down, none of those players outside of Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff are like eye-popping players. You know, Anzalone is playing amazing ball.
Maybe Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson playing top-tier ball.
Hutchinson's been balling, bro.
But when you look
runs
at
like ball
when you look at Buffalo, when you look at Buffalo and you look at Dallas, you see teams that are traditionally right now carried by superstars, right? We all thought Dak Prescott was that superstar. He didn't show up on prime time. We thought Josh Allen is that superstar that he can be. He didn't show up. And I look at Jared Goff and I see a guy who like hasn't had a great year, but he's playing consistent enough for the rest of his team to kill it. And the entire team is just consistent. Yeah. They're just balling out.
I think it's just weird seeing the Lions at 5. Man.
This is the first time they've ever been here, man. And
I like it.
Thinking about it too, I think
that they would, as long as they didn't turn the ball over to any of those teams below them. I think that they would walk in and beat those teams too.
Yeah, they're also first in the North, man, and the North is
I like that
an okay division, but they're first in their division.
I like this power ranking.
Yeah,
I think it looks as good as we could have made it. Honestly, though, another question I have is, again, who do you think could win the fucking Super Bowl? How many teams on this top 10 could actually walk into Super Bowl and win?
I honestly think it's these. I think it's
maybe?
team. I honestly just think off the strength of defenses alone, it's these 4 teams.
That's insane, bro.
I honestly think, man, I might just be glazing.
It's insane that the Bills aren't there. It's insane that the fucking Bengals aren't even in the top 10 right now. And we're a third of the way through the season. That's crazy, bro.
I just, that old phrase, it's like you're only as strong as your weakest link.
Yeah.
There are a lot of times where I watch these teams that are like crowd favorites, fan favorites, and they just kind of suck on national television. And like I watch a team like Dallas or Buffalo, or honestly kind of sometimes Kansas City. Not really, but teams like that where it's like it could be so hit or miss. Like Kansas City could explode. Now Kansas City's got the Super Bowl experience, but Dallas doesn't have that. Dak doesn't have it. I just don't know about Josh Allen. And I don't know. I think Detroit's so good right now, and they play in a very cake division with kind of a cake schedule, but
I think I think it's one of those things where it's just a little bit different, where you can make a power ranking or you can have the team that you think is going to win a playoff game. Do I think the Lions could go into Dallas right now with them being that young and win a playoff game? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Do I think Dallas can hold up against an offense like that and defense has been balling out in the Lions? No. Not like what they played with against the 49ers. Hell no.
Yeah.
I don't think that they could even play against the Bucks right now in the playoffs and win if they play against the Bucks like they did against the 49ers.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it's like it's kind of hard to like rank them rather than thinking, oh, who would win a playoff game. But I think this is about as good as we could have done.
Yeah.
Crazy to say the Lions are the third best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's insane. Good for them.
Shout out to the Lions, man.
Well, that's our power ranking. You know, we spent some good time. I think that was a really good power ranking. That was smooth.
Yeah, that was pretty smooth.
It's obviously gets easier and easier to predict as the season goes on because injuries play a part and schedules. But you know, Anthony introduced the new idea. You know, his argument is that we've faltered a little bit on focusing on the big games and not every game because, you know, we talked a little bit about the Dolphins, what was it, Giants game, and that was kind of just, you know, Dolphins did what Dolphins did, but they didn't really play fantastic. And I think there was a lot of games that we missed last week that we could have focused on. So we're just going to do a round table and go over each game and just do a yes or no, what team wins. So that way we cover every team, everything, you know, we always have something to talk about. So I have it pulled up. The first game is tomorrow. It's Broncos at Chiefs. Who you got winning?
I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think, but the Chiefs.
I agree. I think it's going to be the Chiefs. I don't think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to go Chiefs.
Russell Wilson is playing pretty good, but I
really
think
is.
Just off the offense
team is
alone,
trash.
it's going to be the Chiefs. Yeah, it's so trash.
Right.
So, okay. So then moving forward, we have another London game. Wimbledon is going ballistic.
God, bro.
We have Ravens and Titans at 7:30 a.m. my time. Well, I mean, I say at, but really it's a neutral site. It's Ravens at Wembley Stadium against the Titans. And honestly, coming off a frustrating week that the Ravens had and Ryan Tannehill playing okay football, I'm gonna play wild card and I'm gonna play Titans, bro.
Yeah. Fuck the Ravens. We're still on this way, man. Fuck the Ravens. Fuck Lamar. Go Titans.
Do I also go fuck the Ravens or do I pick them?
Don't be a bitch.
I'm in. You can only be right or wrong here, so.
Yeah, psych, bitch. We're going fucking Titans on this bitch. Derrick Henry got to fucking run on those fucking pussies. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Respectable, commendable pick. We have the next game is Panthers at Dolphins. Okay, this might be
I wonder who that's gonna fucking be.
Honestly, booster seat Bryce Young.
There's no way you just said booster seat. All right.
He might get replaced by Caleb Williams.
Booster seat Bryce, baby. I think the Dolphins win by 60, so I'm taking the Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins by 40.
Yeah, there you go.
Not by 40, but I'll go
a lot to a little.
But not 60.
No, 60 is possible. All right. Well, next game we have Saints at Texans.
Give me the Saints.
Ooh.
It's a good game.
Actually,
man.
wait.
Saints at Texans?
Saints at Texans in Houston.
Actually, no. Never mind. I'm going Texans. Actually, no. Give me Texans on that, actually. I'm going to do it.
Hold on. Let me look up something.
Okay.
CJ Stroud, man.
Well,
Zach's
looking that up, I'm going to go Texans as well, but I think it's going to be close. I just think CJ Stroud is playing at a very good level. He's the first Ohio State quarterback to break out the threshold. So
I'm going to say Texans by 3.
Wow. Dude, we're all taking the under, but that's going to be sick.
That's crazy.
Well, we have a few more games. We have we have quite a bit. We have Commanders at Falcons. I have Washington, so
Falcons.
Sam Howell's playing good ball. Desmond Ridder is not. Anthony?
Give me Washington.
Like it. Colts at Jaguars.
Give me the Jags.
I'm taking Colts. If Anthony Richardson's healthy, I don't know.
He's not healthy. He's not healthy. He's out for 4. He's out for 4 weeks.
Give me the Jaguars. I'd like Minshew, but
yeah, they are.
Okay, this is a big one. Seahawks at Bengals.
I think this is gonna be such a good game, bro.
This is actually
Because
the first game I'm actually going to think about for a sec.
If the Bengals win, they'll jump into our top 10 for sure. But
I don't know about that yet.
are they gonna
But
do it?
I'm taking Seahawks because I'm never gonna say
Where is it?
no.
Where is it?
In Cincinnati at 11 a.m.
Oh God.
I will say it's very contingent on whether or not the Bengals continue that offensive success. But I do think Tariq Woolen could shut
What's your
down.
defense looking like right now,
Chase.
Keaton?
Everyone is healthy coming off a bye week.
Give me the Seahawks.
Every defensive player is healthy. We have an offensive lineman missing, but
Give
that's
me
it.
the Seahawks on this.
Hold on.
Tariq Woolen, man, versus Jamar Chase. I have been fiending for this.
Joe Burr's a little too cold right now. Give me the Seahawks.
Typically, you should pick the team that comes off a bye with a good coach, because they typically win with that being the situation. So I'll go. Unfortunately, the Seattle Seahawks, but I think it's going to be a close game.
Nice. Vikings at Bears. I'm not gonna lie.
Bryce,
The way Justin Fields has been playing, Fields has been playing for 2 weeks, I'm taking the Bears.
I'm taking the Bears
I'm
as well.
hammering the Bears, dude.
I think it's going to be
If
a
the
high-scoring
Vikings
game.
don't win against the Bears, and I know that they probably won't because of Justin Jefferson, they're done. Season's done. Yeah. It's been done.
It's bad.
That's just a fucking nail in the coffin. They're done. And I think I'm going to go with the Bears as well.
All right. Well, that is we have one more early morning game. We have the 49ers at Browns.
Oh, my God, dude. I have some shit actually to say about this because I'm a little bit worried. Not going to lie.
I'm not going to cap.
Not going to lie, man.
I think the Browns might put up something, but I do think the 49ers are going to handle
No, I think
this.
the 49ers win, but I think it's a complete trap game. This is the definition of a trap game. You whoop one of the best teams in the fucking league, and then you come back and play one of the best defenses in the league after a game that was super physical, and you proved all the haters wrong and all that. And you might come out a little bit complacent and let them stay around for a little too long. I think we'll either be down at halftime or be very close to halftime, and then they'll start to actually fucking play ball. And we might kick their ass. But, yeah, they'll be close.
There you go. All right, cool.
And you forgot one. Oh, okay, never mind.
I didn't. I've got a few more.
Okay.
Going into our afternoon slate,
I know
we
which one
have
you want to talk about, yeah.
Patriots Raiders, the battle of the fired coaches.
Can't believe I'm going to say this. Give me the Raiders.
I'm actually going to 205.
Give me the Raiders.
There's no way, bro.
Think
There's
it's
no way the
Allegiant
Raiders are winning
Stadium.
back-to-back games. I'm sorry.
I'm taking the Patriots, actually. I'm
There's
not
just
gonna
no
lie.
way,
Dude,
You gotta have. There's got to be some energy now with that team.
I
But
see
Just
no
some
light and I see
fucking
no energy.
urge for respect, honestly.
yeah, they're
I
getting
see no
bitched.
urge.
Like, just some dignity, Ant. Come on.
I don't see anything. We've gotten creamed 2 weeks in a row.
No,
I don't
they might
see
not
it.
I doubt they get creamed again, but we'll see.
I just don't see it. So
you're taking the
unfortunately, over the
Raiders?
Pats, I'm taking the Raiders. I'm going to take the
Okay.
Raiders on that.
Okay. Well, we got 5 more games. The Lions at the Buccaneers. Okay, let's just preface.
Such a good game.
The Buccaneers
The
are
Lions.
not on our power rankings. We have Lions at 5, Buccaneers at 9. It's a division game at home for the Bucs. I think this is going to be a good game.
It's
I think
not
the
a
Lions
division game.
win by touchdown. What?
It's not a division game.
Oh, you're right. I'm tripping. I'm
It's a
goofing.
conference.
Excuse me.
Dude,
I'm taking the
I
Lions.
think-
There's no question for me on that.
Wait,
I'm
where's
taking the
this?
Lions over the Bucks.
And
Lions
Bucks?
and Bucks.
in Tampa.
in Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Oh, dude, this is going to be a really close game. I think this is like a 28-27 type of game. I'd go with the Lions just because they've been on a roll. And because Baker's going to Baker.
Baker. Yeah, I don't know.
Baker's gonna Baker.
I don't know if Baker's going to Baker. He looks healthy, but I still have Lions. Okay. Cardinals at Rams. Jesus, man. What just
Rams.
a battle for what? Seattle and the Niners are the only
Last
teams
place in the NFC West. That's what it's a battle of.
There you go. I'm actually going to take the Cardinals, but
Okay.
I'm going to play the Josh Dobbs a little bit. Okay. This is an interesting game. It kind of has trap also written on it. Eagles at Jets. Zach Wilson playing subpar ball, kind of playing efficient ball.
I'm going to go with the Eagles on this. I don't see it. I have to go with the Eagles. I don't see. I think the Eagles are going to continue staying undefeated. I think they're going to go 6-0 against the Jets. I think it's
too much firepower for the Jets. I don't think it's going to be that close.
I agree.
I think the Eagles win by 10.
I actually think the Eagles win, but I think the Eagles will win by something like 3 or 5. So, like a 20-25 game or something like that. Giants at Bills.
Bills.
I mean, if the Bills lose this, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They go 3-3.
Should be Bills.
I want to go the Bills as well, but
if
they do lose, oh my God, we need to rethink some things with them.
It will be interesting though.
They need to
Saquon Barkley, I believe, is coming back this week.
Well,
I believe Saquon is coming back, so we'll see.
If the Bills lose the Giants, they need to rethink some things on that team as well.
I also was going to say, Anthony, you were ranting about Breece Hall, right? Because you played him. Breece Hall, the reason he did so well is they finally gave him full control.
They gave him 100%. Keep a snap and no snap count.
He had no snap limit. So I actually think that's also going to play a little bit into it. But anyway, moving on. So Giants Bills, are we all kind of in unison of the Bills?
I'm going Bills. Yeah.
Okay. All right, last game. This is our Monday night game. It is the Cowboys at the Chargers.
I think this is going to be a sneaky good game.
It's also prime Dak, who's basically Kirk Cousins.
Austin Eckler's coming back too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going Chargers, coming off a bye week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers. Honestly,
my gut is
just because I want it. But
okay, I want it too, man. I don't even want to fucking think about the Cowboys like that anymore. If they lose this week, it's more like, all right, they're done.
Yeah, there's just get them out of here.
Yeah,
right. But
that's
before
awesome.
Before we end the podcast, I want to just say one thing, because I didn't get to talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
2 things. Number one, I think Fred Warner should be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think he should be number 1. I think TJ Watt should be number 1, and then Micah Parsons, and then Myles Garrett, and then I would probably put him there. So I want to give him his flowers just because his game was fucking wild. He had a sack, he had 8 tackles, an interception, and a forced fumble. And that forced fumble was disgusting. So I want to give him a little bit of flowers. Shout out, Fred. And then the second thing I wanted to say was I am sick and tired of hearing that Brock Purdy is a system quarterback, and I need to talk about this. So One of the things that I heard from Nick Wright, who was the guy that we heard earlier slurping off the Bengals, or not the Bengals, excuse me, the Chiefs, was that he doesn't think Brock is a top 15 quarterback because of the system. Mind you, I think Kyle Shanahan's system is as good as it gets. It is probably the second best offense in the league. It's a great system to be put in as a young quarterback. However, the main argument that he made was that we saw Jimmy G do this in a 49er uniform with Kyle Shanahan, which he did, and I'll give Jimmy his flowers. He did. However, the big thing is, let me read this off to you. In 9 career starts to start the career he had with the 49ers, he had a completion percentage of 63. He had roughly 2,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and a passer rating of 93. Brock Purdy, let's see, this year alone, so let's get a better picture. In how many games did he play last year?
I think he played almost the same, like 7.
So let's just say in Brock's career, I'm not sure how many games that's been. Let's see. Fuck, I had it pulled up. Now I can't find it. Anyways, let's just say this year, just for lack of me being prepared. This year in 5 games, he has thrown for 9 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, a completion percentage of 72, 0 interceptions, and a passer rating of 123.1. In his career with the Niners, he has thrown for 4 interceptions in roughly 15 games. Let's just say that. Roughly 15 games, he has thrown 4 interceptions. Jimmy G, in 2017, when he started with the Niners, in just 6 games, threw 5. So if you want to make an argument that this system is perfect for quarterbacks like that, and Brock Purdy is a system quarterback, he's not, with literally the stats being in front of you.
Yeah.
He has played damn near perfect. And if you're going to say a great quarterback is going to play perfect or great in the system that he's put in because of Kyle Shanahan, then you have to say that Brock is a great quarterback because he's playing damn near fucking perfect. He hasn't turned the ball over. He has the best completion percentage in the league. He has the best passer rate in the league. He has a ratio of 9 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. That's like unfucking heard of. So that's just the narrative that I want to kind of break. And do I think that he's our weakest link? Yeah, I do. I think that's a fucking crazy thing to say. Him and maybe our right side of our line, like I've said in the past. Do I think that he's going to lose us a game? Potentially. And if we do lose the game, maybe it's because he's young. But do I think he's a average quarterback or a system quarterback? No, fuck no. And I would put all the trust in the world in him from what he's shown. I also will say this. If the Niners go into the Eagles undefeated in, I believe it's week 13, and they beat the Eagles by at least 7 points, 10 points, I would put my mortgage on the 49ers winning this week.
Well, you don't have a mortgage.
That's my hot take. Well, I'm just saying for people betting out there. I also think that, like I said earlier, Fred Warner is a sneaky pick for Defensive Player of the Year, and Brock should definitely be put in the MVP conversation with some of the better quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
That's my rant. I'm excited for this year, or not this year, excited for this game specifically this week because I think it is going to be a great test, but we shall see.
Yeah.
If you guys want to kind of piggyback off of that, go for it. If not, we can end it. I just wanted to get it off my chest.
I got nothing.
I think we can wrap it up. The only thing I will say, and I will give Brock Purdy his credit. We said last week that if he performs well, whatever. I think, man, it's just, you know what? And this is the argument for a lot of quarterbacks who are really good. It's like, if you have an embarrassment of riches, it's hard to look at a quarterback and go, he's the reason why they're winning.
Right.
And I think when I look at the number one running back in the NFL, Christian McCaffrey, okay, there it is. Number one, potentially top 5 quarterback, number 1 running back. And then you think about tight end. George Kittle is really still a top 5 tight end in the NFL, regardless of what his fantasy outlook might be. His ability to pass block, as well as just get open and get into space, is up there with Travis Kelce. Mm-hmm. And then you think about Ayuk's having a breakout season. And then Deebo Samuel might be one of the best yak catchers other than Tyreek Hill in the NFL. I think it's hard to look at Brock Purdy and go, God, he is the best quarterback in the NFL. But the fact that he's played so well, and honestly, you guys, Jimmy G took you guys to a Super Bowl and then some. He didn't win it, but you guys were able to do what you did without Christian McCaffrey and without basically Brock Purdy. And I honestly, it kind of terrifies me as a Seahawks fan with what you guys have right now. And
I think our first loss, if we are going to lose a game, is going to be against Seattle.
Yeah.
I low-key hope that we do lose against Seattle. I don't want to go into the playoffs undefeated. I don't want to think about that, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's so much pressure, especially as a 20-fucking-3-year-old quarterback.
Yeah.
You fuck up once, your season's over because of you.
Yeah.
And that's like your reputation.
Well, and they already kind of lost because of that injury he had. So I imagine he's felt. But my point I'm trying to make is I think just because of the embarrassment of riches, it's hard to look at him and go, God, he is like the X factor. But I think for what he's been able to do and his ability to just know when to make the right throws and step up in the pocket and shut down or throw deep, he's just an extremely intelligent, high IQ quarterback.
Right.
And I think, honestly, man, the sky's the limit as long as he stays on that team and as long as you guys are able to protect him. So
I watched the video too, and I'll wrap it up pretty quickly here. But I watched the video, and it was, I believe it was Nick Wright, and then it was Colin Cowherd's video. Nick Wright said that he doesn't think Brock should be in the MVP conversation because he's not a top 5 player on his team. Then it also was said in that Colin Cowherd video that Brock isn't being given his flowers because he's not a make it type of quarterback in like Madden, like a create your own type of player in Madden. And I think both of those are fair assessments. I think it would be hard to put Brock Purdy as the MVP knowing that this is one of the best teams Actually, excuse me. This is the best team I've ever seen personally.
It's one of the best assembled.
We've
This is
seen,
a
yeah,
Avengers level team
in recent history, right?
Yeah.
And is Brock a top 5 player on our team? No. But the stats that he's putting up, he has to be in the conversation. And then the other thing is, I think it's perfectly fair to say that if he was picked number 1 overall and he was 6'5", 240 like Josh Allen, 260 like Josh Allen, then fuck yeah, he would be in the MVP conversation and everyone would be saying he's a top 5 quarterback, but he's not. And that's the big thing.
Yeah. I said this earlier. Brock Purdy's not an exciting quarterback to watch. He's not a head turner. He's very much like one of those just kind of vanilla quarterbacks, but he does all the right things at all the right times, and he wins a lot of games doing it. So really, you can't harp on the guy. I've given him a lot of shit because I hate the Niners with the burning passion in my heart, but fuck me, man, is he good? And that team is so terrifying.
Well, thank you for giving him credit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he clearly is going to hear this and go, God, finally. My biggest, the D1 hater finally stops hating. So,
oh my God, that's hilarious.
I have some takes on Brock Purdy, but I'm going to get into that on the next episode.
Yeah.
They're good. Don't worry, Zach.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
I like to hear that.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Well,
I think that wraps up everything.
That wraps up everything. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in.
I got
boys,
one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's showtime, man. Thank you for watching.
There you go.
We will see you guys next week.
It's been a pleasure. See you guys next week. Hopefully Seattle's still winning games. Later.